Welcome, everyone, to Analytics are for the nerds. We are 25 days away from the Super Bowl, and we have 8 teams left in this divisional round. Let's go.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy.
My next pick after that, infrared sauna. Also really great. You could do both of those things and have a little chill sesh. Yeah, it's great. Nothing better than that.
Follow-up question. Ryan, are you Kegeling right now?
Film festival, it's just a golf clap, right? They don't actually give you like a real clap. I feel like it's very, high society. They're not going to give you
Yeah, it's like a queef clap. Like,
I'm never gonna get that image out of my head.
like that Moana. I think Dan Campbell's smoke show.
What?
You are a monster. Why are you so? Why?
That was very Ellie centric. That open.
You did cut out when I did say that Dan Campbell does have walrus teeth, which he does. But Dan Campbell is very attractive. And welcome, everyone. And I guess if we're just going to continue being mean, yeah, Louis, you look like you're just cosplaying a race car driver that died horrendously in the 90s. And I'm the bad guy from Boy Meets World, and I like it. It's fun. It's good. How is everyone? How are we doing? Go
Dude,
clip
that
that.
was so perfect. That was so good. And I'm only getting away with these. I mean, obviously the Bills thing. I'm going for the Bills, I switch my glasses every week. This week I definitely had to go with sunglasses because of how high I am. I'm just going to tell you guys this before. This is how high I am. I went and made, you guys aren't stoners, but when you go whatever. So you go in and you make something, you start with something. And I was like, I'm going to just make a couple Eggo waffles and I'm going to shove them in my mouth because I'm hungry before it's like, and then I saw the peanut butter and I was like, oh shit, some peanut butter on some Eggo waffles, fucking bomb. Right. So then I did that. And as I was walking away with my peanut butter, the waffles, I was going to stuff in my mouth a couple minutes. Out of the corner of my eye, saw the bananas, and I was like, are we going to fucking do this? And so grab the banana, slice that shit up, peanut butter, banana, Eggo waffle, dude. Get the fuck out of here. Wow. So after I ate that, I realized I needed sunglasses. So
No, terrible call. Bananas ruin everything that they're in because they take over the taste of everything else. The only thing that's good is banana bread. Everything else is terrible. Banana in smoothies, there's nothing else. You might as well only have bananas.
All right, we're just going to mute Ryan now. Did I ever tell you the sad story about just how a Fat Alley back when I was a little girl?
Oh, gee. No.
Where I was such a very cool girl. Maybe we'll do a sponsor. But I wrote to Post cereal because I loved Banana Nut Crunch so much that I was like, dear makers of Banana Nut Crunch, like your cereal is delicious. I was probably 6 or 7, and that was my pen pal. People used to write to people in jail. I would write to cereal, being like, "You're delicious. I hate me." So long live banana. I can't believe you're anti-banana.
Yeah, that's weird, dude. That's really weird.
That's real. You are. You're gonna be canceled.
I don't know. I mean, come on. Babies love bananas and old people love bananas. You got to kind of that's it. It's just mushy. I mean, come on, get real, grow up.
You're a protected class, Ryan. Get with it, okay?
I'm not discriminating against them. I'm just saying.
Boo, 40-year-olds. All right. Well, this is fun. Thank you. Thank you, Louis, for making me Feel so special today.
I thought you were gonna say you were going so slow there. I thought you were gonna hit us with the dry line like you always do. Like,
Oh,
thank you,
yeah.
boy. I thought you were gonna just nail that
I
punchline.
will I will remind you that you are wearing reflective sunglasses, so just keep it PG on your screen, okay?
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right. Okay, so we've got some we are getting into the world where less sports talk and now it's more drama. So Coach Prime, aka Deion Sanders, shares some new rules for his locker room. Did you guys hear about this?
Didn't.
No.
No.
So, you gotta get some friends. Um, he has some rules. He says that for the students who he coaches, no slides, no tank tops. You have to sit in front of the classroom. Seniors, if you stop going to class or get F's or D's, the staff will take away part of your check. I kind of love this stuff. I think there's you know, hold people accountable. I do think it's odd though that the tank top thing is very odd to me because one, we all love tank top confidence, and one of my greatest pet peeves in college football is how most of the men will wear like crop top jerseys and then they don't pull their socks up, which like so why don't you make the uniform an issue? But whatever. What do you guys think about that? Any other thing you would add to that list?
Right.
Well, I just find it interesting that now Deion Sanders, who supposedly with a dress code and locker room rules, is supposedly going to potentially go run the Dallas Cowboys organization and work with our boy Jerry Jones. So might be the subject of a future shit on a Cowboy segment. I don't know what else I would add to a locker. I mean, I get wanting to like instill professionalism and stuff, but I mean they're college kids too. I don't know. It seems a little extreme. Louis, what do you think?
I mean, I like the fact anybody that's old school. I hate everybody that's between the ages of like 13 and 30. They're all idiots. We've had this conversation before. Every single one of them stupid. If you're listening in that age group right now, I'm sorry, you're dumb. You could keep listening, but you're still stupid. And so
I don't.
what? They're just all dumb. But and so I do think that like hard love, but I do think it's funny that like Dion is the one that's trying to give out hard love. Like he was the biggest prima donna ever in the 90s when there were no prima donnas. They're all prima donna bitches now. But he was back then, he was a prima donna amongst men when there were still men playing the game. So I don't want to hear it from Dion necessarily. But I will say this: I love Dion, and if he does become a Cowboys head coach, he is not allowed to be made fun of during lit shit on a Cowboy segments at all.
Okay.
That'll
Well,
be a
and
rule.
we will say obviously Mike McCarthy has been fired, even though the owner in Dallas said that he would never lose his job. So it's so interesting how that happens. He seems so honest and kind. And Dion's son was just seen front row at I believe, the Mavericks game this week. So there's potential. There's a little rumor that his son will go to the Cowboys, which nepotism is that allowed, So interesting kind of.
It would just be so hard to manipulate unless they knew they could get up to the second pick or something. I think he's pretty certain. I mean, I think the kid's garbage, to be perfectly honest. And I know we might get some chance to talk about the 2025 class here today or not, but I don't think he's going to be good at all. The one place that you might work, right, is if your dad's coaching you. So I think it'd be super cool for the NFL to have that storyline. Dion coaching the league, coaching his kid. Like, I love all that. I just don't see a way. He did come out yesterday and say he wasn't very interested. Again, that could just be trying to drive up the Colorado price, whatever he's trying to do. But I don't think it's going to happen. But, man, it would be really fun to see.
Yeah, I think the only way to move on from somebody like Mike McCarthy and make a splash in Dallas is to make, a full 180 move and hire somebody like Dion. I think it's going to happen. I really do. As soon as the McCarthy news came out, I thought it was because McCarthy was going to have a job somewhere else lined up. But I think it's the other way around. I think they just were ready to move on. There were too many good candidates out there, and they had supposedly already spoken with Sanders. So I think with Schefter reporting on it right away, I think they've had preliminary talks, and yeah, it's probably a financial thing now. But Jerry Jones prints money, and he's going to be able to outbid Colorado regardless of whatever the buyout price is. So if he wants to make it happen, it'll happen. And of course, if he gets his mind set on him, just like he did with or supposedly like he wanted to do with Johnny Manziel, I think he's going to make it happen.
Oh, another winner, that guy. Any predictions for who's going to go to the Jets?
As far as head coach goes?
Yeah. Do you think Rex Ryan? I know he's pushing.
I can't believe that they would seriously consider him, but then again, it is the Jets, so that's why you can't just write that off. I saw today that they're interviewing your boy, Robert Saleh. Or no, I'm sorry, he was with he interviewed with the Cowboys.
He's already been there, done that.
He did that. Sorry, he's
imagine that would be so great, and then he just walks in. So
it'd be even funnier if they interviewed him. They didn't just call and be like, "Hey, we want you back." They came and be like, "Hey, man, you want to
tell me about an obstacle in your past that you've dealt with and you overcame."
No, what if the entire interview they just pretended that they didn't actually ever have him as a coach? It just never happened.
They show film from those years, like, we had this horrible coach that did this.
Yeah.
What would you do instead?
Can you tell the gap in your season last year?
To answer your question, I think Aaron Glenn makes the most sense. Defense coordinator from the Lions. He played there as a player. He's the hottest, one of the hottest coaching commodities. I think I don't know. I haven't checked betting odds for this stuff here in a couple days, but I'd imagine he's probably the favorite right now, even though Rex Ryan thinks he should be.
Yeah, he's going to have another payout in a contract. I don't know. I love the idea of Rex Ryan going, just because as a Bills fan, it'd be great to just see that team explode again.
I love Rex in his role. I mean, I think he's a goofball, but I like listening to him talk about football, and that somebody pays him to do it like it's 1998 instead of 2025, because he just makes those same old school takes that he just still thinks is. I would love to see him. Give me him at the Jets and Vrabel the other day with the Pats. You hear Vrabel the other day was like, he said in his press conference something about how you don't throw no one, unless you're Tom Brady, you don't throw the ball 40 times or more of the game. That's meant to be a running game, and blah blah blah. And he had just and then he did the records. If you threw this many times a game, you were this record, which was a losing record, and a winning record under 40 throws, which he just you're that dumb. You don't understand game script. You don't understand winning teams. And he was just saying it as fact. And I'm so happy as a Bills fan. Bring all the idiots in. Go on. Yeah. Bring me Rex. Bring me Vrabel. Go ahead. It's the worst. And let Miami keep McDaniels.
I honestly, I saw that quote, and it does sound bad. I do think it's getting a little bit overplayed right now. I honestly think that Vrabel's a really good coach, and I was surprised that he didn't land a job last year. I think he kind of got a raw deal in Tennessee. I mean, what are you going to do when they strip away, any semblance of a quarterback, and they trade away AJ Brown for nothing? I mean, it's just, and then Treylon Burks is supposed to replace him. I mean, it's been a dumpster fire over there. So we'll see. I'm honestly optimistic for the Patriots with Vrabel, because he's also I think a good, head coach as far as an overseer of an organization. I think he'll do a really good job of that in New England. So we'll see.
In a dynasty aspect, I absolutely hate it for Drake May. And I had Drake May so high up, but if he really has that type of thinking and can't find an offense coordinator that's going to get him more aggressive, man, that's so bad for May's ceiling, which I thought he could have.
Drake May just got engaged, by the way, just a couple of days ago, and did the I don't know if this is a bummer, but did the picture where he's on a beach and then she's doing this, and There's a camera. Like, are we? Okay, can we move on from that? Let's start getting engaged in woods or somewhere other than a beach. Come on, guys.
I thought you were going to bring up the fact that Tim Tebow today announced that he's
Yes.
got a baby, and the announcement was the funniest thing ever because his wife posted this thing and this picture, this video or something, and said just baby Tebow with a white heart, and then he reposted that with the same just baby Tebow and a white heart. So then I just seen other people taking that, and also so now it's just a thread of people
Oh,
just commenting like baby Tebow.
funny.
I don't know. To me, that cracked me up.
Yeah, like she could have just tagged him. Why didn't she do that's
Yeah, just retweet it. I don't know. I mean, they're not
yeah.
adding anything to that.
And there was like 3 pictures of the sonogram, just needed 1. I don't, but thanks for sharing, Tim.
Tim Tebow. My first open mic, I think, was I did 6 minutes, and I think I had 4 minutes on Tim Tebow.
Oh, really?
Like I swear to God, I loved that dude. I legit, and then everybody started saying I look like him back then. And when we both had our little mohawks going, and
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I was the out of shape version that never went to a gym and had a lot of sex. But we were just alike, and everything else besides that, we were like twinsies.
Yeah, you had the Mets connection. Like there is that. There's some of that going on. Speaking of Tim Tebow and the Mets, the MLB bans that one noodle of a Yankee fan who interfered with Mookie Betts during the World Series. So that annoying guy that put his hand in, grabbed the ball, he's banned from the MLB. And you look at the guy and he does look very punchable. But then you think if you were in, like, I'm just empathizing. If I was in that situation, I mean, no, I probably wouldn't stick my hand anywhere near a 150-mile-an-hour ball. But wouldn't you also maybe try to stop or catch a ball or do like if that was? I just think if you were in Game 7 of the World Series, the Mets, Louis,
you never know what you could call that guy an idiot all day long, but you just don't know what the human reflexes are going to do when you're in that situation. I want to say I would be smart enough, but again, you just played it out perfectly. Like sometimes your body just reacts, and
Mookie Betts.
yeah,
sometimes you just punch Mookie Betts.
Sometimes you just punch people that call you out in slow pitch co-ed softball. Sometimes you just got to really show who's who.
When I think about that guy, I just think about this, like the guy in the Yankee side, his hat's a little crooked and he's wearing like and one gym shorts. Like that's what I just picture this Yankee
100%.
fan.
100%.
That guy is going back to a baseball game, right? I mean, come on. How hard is it? How hard would it be to just, all right, your friend buys the ticket, you put a hat on, everyone wears a hat there anyways. They're going to recognize this guy. I mean, that guy, go to a game in the middle of June, there's 162 games. They're not going to know if he's
It's so funny thinking like every security guard just has like a picture of him in their sleeve. Just walk around like, oh, I think this is him, or that the guy just makes it like totally ridiculous and just goes in like the Bobby Valentine, he just goes in like the fake nose and fake mustache.
He's in the Grimace costume next year. I'm calling it.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Right. You would have, bless his heart. So, kind of crazy happened, and you saw something interesting on X today, and it involves Ryan. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, I just doom scrolling like I normally do, and I come across somebody in the I don't even think I followed them. I've seen their name, like and now with so much fantasy talk, people come up in your algorithm, and somebody goes, what was the tweet? Now I don't want to mess up, but it was something like, "Hey, who knows this guy? Underdog. We got to get something fixed here." Or, something about a player that was drafting poorly, and he was mad about it. And I just a not even like looking at the team. I just wanted it, or not the name. I wanted to look to the team. And as I click on it, like, the first thing is Ryan Muir. And I'm like, this has got to be like one of those things where I like wipe my eyes and I'm seeing it wrong. And so I'm like, this is the best day of my life right now. Right. So now I look at, and it's already got like a thread of like 12 people commenting. It's gotten more crazy lately. So I just went right away and I was like, oh, cool. Let me retweet this and be like, I'm going to give Ryan will have his chance to explain later on the podcast, pump the podcast up a little bit. And now, Ryan, it was a 3 QB start. You know the team better than I do. I'm gonna turn over you. You explain yourself, and then I have my thoughts too. But I'll let you explain yourself. Maybe you changed a couple of my thoughts.
All right. So I've prepared a statement. Excuse me. Inside of you, there are 2 wolves. One wolf is good and does no harm. He lives in harmony with all around him and does not take offense when offense was intended. He will only fight when it is right to do so and in the right way. But the other wolf is full of anger. And some men just want to see the world burn. So the explanation, if you want it, for my start to just triple tap quarterbacks to start that underdog draft, which is a $5 draft, okay? I'm not going to win that, but nobody else in that tournament is, and nobody else in that draft room is either, okay? So I understand that it is a total, cheap shot move, whatever you want to call it. But listen, I'm not going to just play into your little, I'm going to just wait on the quarterback. I'll get him at pick 15, because nobody's going to. So fuck that. If you think that you're going to get, you're not. Here's the thing. If I had gotten James Cook, there's no way. If James Cook had fallen to me, I would not have taken the quarterbacks. So I couldn't get James Cook. So I was just going to burn the world. So that's what I did.
But now, just because of James Cook there,
yeah,
you could have said still burnt the world and doing a quarterback and something else there. You could have still played for the win. You decided you hated them right after Cook went off the board. You saw Cook go off the board and there was fucking fumes coming out of your ears. Do not lie to me.
It's not even anger. It's honestly, you do a handful of these, right? And how many Buffalo Philly builds do you want to make? I mean, I don't think Philly's going to make the Super Bowl. I just don't. And so I have a couple of those. And so I'm not going to go and take AJ Brown there or I just have no interest in doing that. I have a couple of those teams, and maybe it's silly to not play same, every time, whatever. But I don't know. There's going to be very few teams that have these 3 quarterbacks, and I don't care that I have zero chance. I know I have 0 chance in the Super Bowl, but I'm definitely making my $5 back. I'm going on.
Well, there's a couple things there, right? Like, not for nothing. You play for, there is a thought of somebody maxing it and playing that way every hand and making ROI. Like, they're not going to win the big one probably, but you do 130 of those out of 150, and you're more than likely just I don't know what the double. What the payout is just to get through next round. But if it's even double, like, you can do decent on that, right? I understand that. We both agree that you were dumb here. We don't need to say it much more. The internet's already said it enough. I won't beat. I'm not one to beat somebody when they're down, but I just know exactly what that was. That was rage. Well, I don't know exactly what that was. I will say this. 2 thoughts came in my head, and the first one was rage. But the second one I thought was you were like hammered and you're like, somewhere like hanging out and just like, oh, I'm going to do an underdog, because I have not on these so much because they're 10 minutes long, but I cannot tell you how many BBMs I fell asleep with like this.
Listen, I'll tell you this. If the winning team in this is Josh Allen, James Cook, I will be totally vindicated, because it wouldn't have mattered in a strange sense. It wouldn't have mattered, right, what I've done there. I honestly think that that's going to be the winning combo. But regardless, one of the other things that could have happened, right, and doesn't usually when there's good other smart drafters in the room. But what if everyone else got so spooked off of those players that they just didn't take them, and they just kept hammering, Houston players or Washington players, and everyone got off the Chiefs and everyone got off the Ravens, and then I have a unique build towards the end, and I again not gonna the team that's not gonna win. There's no explanation for it, but I did not even care. I just wanted to see some chaos, and just grab those quarterbacks. Not sorry, I'm not going to play by your rules. These rules don't exist in the underdog street. So let's just play.
The funny thing is you're like, and I well, nobody will have those three teams, but in the threat or those three players, but in the thread complaining about you, everybody was like, "Yeah, fuck this guy too," and just like it was like 20 other guys that have done it. So one, being an idiot, not so unique. I just wanna so maybe try going back to being the smart, sharp player that we all know you are, Ryan. That's all. I'm sure you got some hits. Speaking of
I
hits, we got a
Yeah.
good hit. What? Oh, go on. What were you gonna say? You have a hit? You
No,
don't have any
no,
hits?
no. Go on.
Uh, we have one big hit from last week to talk about, and that's our playoff challenge that Allie broke a tie on.
I
Right,
did.
that helped us. Right, that Jacob scored much more than Reed. Right, or no, or just a little bit more.
So
What was
much
the?
more. So I'm just
I
here for
think
the
it was
team. So I'm very,
okay.
very
No, that one, right? That one for us. I'm asking Ryan, and I'm not hearing anything. I'm sorry, I'm not looking
Yeah,
at you.
no,
Okay,
it's correct.
that was the
Yep.
win, so that helped. Where else were we different last week? Where we were kind of disputing? Um, well, just right now we're in 228th.
oh, 28.
In
Yep.
that, and that's out of what? How many teams, Ryan? 10,000 or something like that. It's a lot. Hold on, I'll tell you right now, baby.
7,500, baby.
Okay.
Brian, I feel like you can pick up your energy if you just had a banana with peanut butter and a waffle. I feel like
I feel like
really.
really was,
Yeah.
but we're sitting pretty there, and
I'll
let
be
me
here for
share
the
this screen.
tiebreakers when we need it again.
Yeah, you were there when we needed
Big
you.
call.
The one that we shot out. Let me just present this real quick so I can show that team. Everything else sucks, but this team was good. Where are we here? What's going on? Sorry. It's this one. All right. So our roster: Allen, Gibbs, Henry, Jefferson, Puka, Josh Jacobs, Nico, Mike Evans, McConkey, Zach Ertz, Jake Elliott, and Pittsburgh D. We got hurt on Pittsburgh D. Man, we were was hoping for that Green Bay comeback. It would have been real nice for us there, but we got to have a KC loss, obviously. But and
Coming.
Nico's so high. Oh, what's that? Sorry.
It's coming. No, the Casey loss is coming.
You coming? Yeah, we would need a KC loss to really be big here, but I think we have a cash team for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there was probably a couple of big moves here early. I think Evans was the right call over Irving, although I think they were somewhat close on points. It was big, obviously, having Nico and not like doing a full or soft fade of Houston. You that's props to you again because I think you were uncomfortable with how many people were betting on the Chargers, from what I recall.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, I think if I could redo anything, it would be that soft fade of Philly, and take the chalk there, take Barkley. Although who knows if they get bounced, we might actually look pretty good. So it's definitely live. I don't think it's live for the title, like you said, with two yeah, two flex players already out, but again, that's going to happen just based on the numbers. So yeah, it's a good looking team. I think this weekend we'll see how the Gibbs over St. Brown decision looks. I know you were on St. Brown, but I think the Gibbs is due here.
and we need Ertz to have a game. That was,
Mhm.
Ertz has a game. We're in like the top probably 50. If he even has a decent game, we would have been sitting pretty nice there. So,
Do you know why he's questionable?
You know what? I just was going to ask you the same thing. I just saw that for the first time. He probably just popped up today because I didn't see anything before that. But let me know if you grab that. Anything on Underdog besides drafting 3 quarterbacks that you got through or anything? Into this and from the mittens and stuff like that.
Yeah, I have a couple teams where I have one where all but one player is live. It's like a Houston, LA, Baltimore build, which is kind of interesting. So I'll potentially get 2 games there if it all breaks right, because I think it's like a Mixon Henry team with Lamar at quarterback. So we'll see. Yeah, I definitely have some live shots on those. The advance rate was pretty good just based on the big games and who I had. But McConkey having such a big game is double-edged sword. He's
Yeah.
done. Yeah. But how about you?
I had 6 gauntlets only, and 1 got through, and it's dead. I mean, when I say dead, it's only got Barkley and and AJ Brown this week. So whatever, I don't. So did not do well in the gauntlets, but mittens, man, I only did I did those 6. So I did 40 total mittens, and I got 12 through. Which I thought was a really good advance rate there. So happy with that. And out of those 12, I'd say 10 of them aren't dead. And 7 of them are like, let's go. So yeah, those will be fun, but there's just so many friggin' teams and those things that I'll get excited
Yeah.
if next week we'll get excited if I get any through.
Yeah, it's fun looking at the pods, but it's a bit early on that for sure.
All right. Great talk, guys. Good talk. Good talk. Next up, we have our new favorite game, which is Who is the Idiot? This is where I will read a question, and Louis and Ryan both separately have to convince me that they're
Not the idiot.
they're not the idiot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're going to convince they're not the idiot. So the first question up. Do we know who was not the idiot last week?
Louis.
Louis
What's
was
that?
You are the idiot.
Louis, I was the idiot last time. Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll do whoever is the idiot gets first up to try to redeem themselves. Okay. So
Can I defer to the second half? I can't defer.
No, it's
no defer.
really above a whisper. So first question: will Mike McCarthy be a head coach next year? Ryan, convince me if he will or will not be a head coach next year.
I don't think that Mike McCarthy is going to be a head coach next year because he is going to take a year off route and try to handpick his job again next year. I know that the argument against this is that the NFL is desperate. It's an old boys club, and he's got the name recognition. He's got a Super Bowl ring, and teams love that. I can't imagine that somebody is going to sign him up after the couple seasons that he's had in Dallas. It's just mediocrity. And I just don't think that if you're an owner, needing to rejuvenize your fan base, you're going to sign Mike McCarthy to a contract. So no, I don't think he's going to coach in the NFL next year.
I can't believe this, but some people are really linking him to the Saints, and I cannot believe he would be in any kind of consideration for any team, but especially the Saints, who most likely are bringing in a young quarterback to work with. Like, it just seems so dumb that would be your first guy to work with, a new young quarterback. I cannot believe he would have any kind of role anywhere next year, but yeah, I'm going to say that I will say that he ends up with the Saints. I'll follow the smoke and say that he ends up somewhere, and I can't believe that's going to happen.
All right. See, this is the thing where though Ryan was more convincing. I do think he will be a head coach, which is what Louis said. But you know what? Since I'm gonna give this. Do I go with my? I'm gonna go with shit. I'm going to go with Louis, though I do think, Ryan, you had a better story
It
behind it.
doesn't matter yet. It just means he talked more. He's always going to have a better argument. He's a fucking lawyer.
But
Yeah,
no,
it's
I'm
always
never going to have the better argument. I might just say the right thing sometimes.
It's always great when the judge says, you lost, but I thought you did a really nice job.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you also look at it, you have Jason Garrett, you have Wade Phillips, you have Bill Parcells and Chan Gailey. Like, so you have these coaches, and a lot of them had gap years. So
her whole shtick is like leading you on to think she's going to pick you, and then she pulls it right from underneath you.
Pulls the rug. But I think it's also because you bullied me in the beginning, and then you're like smoking your vape, and I feel like I'm back in middle school, and I'm like, I just don't want to get bullied again. So
you want to date me right now?
Yeah, don't go. All right, everybody, calm down. Question number 2. Which NFL general manager would win a Royal Rumble against the other GMs? Louis, you go on this one first. I'm like, this is white trash. Louis, you go first.
Yeah.
So this is Kay Adams had this conversation on her Twitter the other day about which GM would win the Royal Rumble. My answer to it, and I did think about it way too long. I think it's got to be John Lynch, right? Like, he is a beast. He's probably still in the gym hours a day. Like, that dude is gonna whoop. I mean, half the GMs are over the age and have high blood pressure and are old dudes. There's probably about 12 that should be in contention, and John Lynch, I think, beats them all.
All right, Ryan.
All right. I think as much as I'd love to just say Louis had a horrible answer, I think that there really are only 3 people that you can consider for this, and John Lynch is one of them. So I'll give you that. But I'll make the argument that as strong as that guy is, I think by sheer mass he's going to get overpowered by one of these 2 guys. And who am I going to pick? Well, actually, now that this guy I just found out got fired, I got to go with the other one that is still employed. It's Ryan Poles. Ryan Poles is a huge dude. I just went and looked at the picture of the GMs from, I think it was whatever the owners' meetings down in Florida. They all take a picture down there, and that's the best way to tell who's going to win a Royal Rumble, obviously. So he's standing at the end, and like, other than Joe Douglas, who was the guy that just got fired, and I was also considering picking, he would just smoke. I think John Lynch. I think it would not be a contest. So I think you have to go with Ryan Poles.
Yeah, he's 6'4", 310. Damn. Okay. All right, King.
Lynch is quicker, though. Lynch is quicker. He's got the quick attack,
Yeah, but if we're going full body mass, I'm gonna get this just straight up. Not even gonna dingle hey. I'm just gonna give this to Ryan. That was executed properly. Were you gonna pick Mike McCarthy?
No, he's not a GM.
Oh, who are you going to pick? Who's your
My other one was Joe Douglas, but he just got fired. So
yeah, you would have lost that one then, Ryan. You're lucky. See, now I'm a judge. Close. You're lucky, this is a young man. That all right. Well, this is my question, and you have to convince me of a very dumb thing I'm going to tell you. You have to convince me that you're not the idiot. Okay, so the Eagles game on Sunday. You might know where I'm going with this. There was a gentleman in the 300s who started berating a Green Bay Packers fan. It was a woman. And he called her the C word.
An ugly C word.
She was effing ugly, and he just kept going. And the internet can be nice at times. And this gentleman, the guy who was defending his wife, who was videotaping it, he put it on X. This guy is in the sports world, and he said, "Who is this guy? Let's find him." And people found him. He was a business analyst for an HR company that does DE&I. And just said some really vile things. His name is Ryan Caldwell. Now, my question is, convince me what Ryan Caldwell's brother, Brian Caldwell, does.
All right. So Brian Caldwell, not to be confused with Ryan Caldwell, the very foul-mouthed, arrogant Eagles fan, is actually a Southern preacher,
Oh,
and is quite the opposite. Has Sunday service, and would never think to use any of those words. So total opposite. I don't know. I mean, it's just good that he got fired and they found him. And come on, you got to be better than that. I mean, that's terrible. Who cares? Like you're a fan of a football team. Like this is not that serious. Like it's and you could even talk about some of the things that are being said now with the Bills and Ravens fans. Like, let's get over ourselves here. Let's all calm down, get away from the keyboard or whatever, and just
yeah,
I'd say go outside, but it's like 16 degrees here, so I wouldn't do that.
right.
But theoretically, go outside.
Yeah. Adult men wearing a stretchy pants and purple. Like it's okay. Like I just described a wrestling suit, which is also very real. But no, I know it's unbelievable. Good. All right, good defense. Louis, your turn.
Um, I think I think Brian Caldwell is a Packers fan that went to a game with his wife and his brother last week, and that's what I'm going with. Is that somehow they were they're twin brothers, but they one really liked the Packers, and then one really liked the Eagles, and then the one brought his wife and then he got yelled at. No, I don't want this. Listen, I hate the guy's a degenerate. Do you know the other one? Like, you see all the stuff that came out about the Packers fan? He's a tool bag too. He had a go. So the Packer fan that was taking the video, like, legit wrote on Twitter that he was going to go there and start shit with people on purpose. Like, he was on Twitter saying that when they found out it was him. He's a content provider. He was wearing a body cam, like, trying to get people started. Then he had like a GoFundMe. He had a GoFundMe for going to go to a game or something, and everybody's like, "What, dude?" And then what was the other thing? Oh, then everybody pulled up his old tweets, and he said the F word a lot on his. So it's two idiots at a game and a lot of testosterone. I get it. No one should be calling people the ugly C word, but maybe it was his sister-in-law, and maybe she was really nosy during Christmas. Yeah.
All right. Do you think when he goes to apply for unemployment and they have to say, like, well, why are you applying? And he said, well, because I was at a football game and some content creator got a video of me saying the C word. Like, how do you try to defend that?
He's 100% that guy that will continuously tell the story about how he was wrong. Guaranteed. Yeah. That's it. You know that guy. That guy, anytime somebody asks him what happened, he'd be like, yep, those libs got me. They got me again. Dude, I'm telling you, I know how that guy talks, and I guarantee you, he does not think he did anything wrong still.
Who gets a job first, that guy or Robert Saleh with the Jets?
Yeah, that guy's probably a cabinet pick already. Yeah, I think. I mean, Saleh has. He's gonna still be with the Green Bay Packers, right? Maybe. Okay, yeah. Who do I think wins this one? All right. I'm gonna go with I'm sorry, Ryan, but I'm gonna go with Louis again this week. So
you're the idiot again.
So Ryan's the idiot. But you did really well this week, and that was in honor of your brother, Ryan. So thank you. Not that he, but not that you're the bad brother, and
Yeah, anytime you can vote for a Ryan Caldwell apologist, you gotta go with him.
I
So
know. I'm seeing how you're making me feel. You're
No,
being such a
I
lawyer.
no, I was not an apologist, and
ooh,
my joke was better. My job, that was what she asked. She asked about the job, and my job was better. I pulled it all in as
well,
family members
you
did.
happen to also have
And
90 seconds to
I
think
did
about
have
it while
90
I was talking
seconds. I did
about,
have 90
No,
seconds,
I
and I
know.
needed every ounce of it. You're right. You're right. But that's what you got for being the asshole last time. So
I,
you're welcome for the
the limit.
miracle.
No.
you need to overcome the odds to break the streak of being an asshole, Ryan. Okay.
It's it's being an
That's
idiot, not an
Allie.
ass. All right,
I'm
Yeah.
let's
gonna,
get it
I'm
right.
gonna text Allie on the side. This is just gonna be a shtick now, where she just always picks me, and it's like an underdog story for like a year until you win.
It's like it's gonna be the who's the bigger idiot? It's gonna be like describe Ryan's perfect day, and then Ryan's like, no, Louis, you win.
Ryan, do you even know
You're gonna
yourself?
be the new. You're gonna be the new celery of Buffalo.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
All right. Let's we got a draft to get to, so let's get it through. Let's get through the divisional round real quick. That's so funny. Let's do a couple minutes on every game before we talk about the Bills game, which is the most important. Was it
Do
Rams?
you want to do Rams
Oh,
versus Eagles?
yeah. Go ahead.
Ryan, do you want to take this? You are not an idiot in our life, Ryan.
Thank you. All right, you've already said enough. So I have to stick with my hate for the Eagles. Like I know I didn't expect them to be in this game, but I now having seen what the Rams just did to the Vikings, they're just playing really well right now. So I can see them winning that game. I kind of want them to win that game. This is not like a numbers based pick or anything. It's just kind of a feel for the teams, and I just still don't really respect the Eagles. So I'll take the Rams to do it here on the road. The only thing that really does concern me is the weather and them playing outside. Rams are a soft West Coast team that only plays indoors in the nice weather. So back out east, and that's usually a challenge for these teams. So if there's a reason that Philly could do it, I think it's that.
I'm with you, Rams. I'll make it short. I like the Rams this week.
Nice. Okay, next up, Commanders versus Lions. Ryan.
I have to pick the Lions here. I think they're the most dominant team. I think they're going to go to the Super Bowl. I think it's the best bet for any of the four remaining teams on each side as to who's going to be in the big game. I think it's got to be the Lions. Although the Chiefs have a pretty easy path, I think, this week. So I I like what Jaden Daniels does. I just don't think that they have enough weapons yet. Young team, so give me the Lions this week.
Lions easy. I think they cover whatever. I think what's the spread 10, 9.5, something like that. I think they blow them out. I think they handle business, and they're not the one thing about like betting them like against like a big spread is like fucking Campbell will freaking throw up 30. Like he doesn't take his foot off the gas. So like I think that they dominate this game.
Yeah.
54.5 point total. Huge.
Wow.
Yeah. I think they win like 42-24 or some shit. Like they like I think Washington will get their points. They're talented offensively, but I think they're gonna just do what they want on offense.
Next up, Texans versus Chiefs.
Louis, you want this one first?
Yeah, I mean, I think my outfit says it all. I would, love to have a chance to host the AFC Championship game, but I just don't see it happening. They really don't match. I've been saying it all year. I don't think the Chiefs are very good. I still believe it. I do believe the AFC champion will come out of the Bills-Ravens game, but I was hoping for the Chargers maybe in this game, or the Broncos to match up with them somehow. Earlier in the year, I think a lot of other teams would have had a chance of them here in the second round. But I don't think Houston is built for it. I think Kansas City wins rather easily.
The one thing that Houston could do, I think, potentially is their defensive line is very good, so I can expect them to get some pressure. So that would be potentially their success or key to winning. But I just don't think they have enough weapons. They're so bereft of talent on the offensive side of the football, other than like Mixon and Collins right now. That's it. You only have to guard two players, and you're not Josh Allen back there. It makes it tough to win. So yeah, I'm expecting the Chiefs to win.
Speaking of Josh Allen being back there, Bills versus Ravens.
I mean, is it really hyperbolic to say it's the game of, I mean, certainly the year, I think. Just the magnitude of the game, the fact that it's in Buffalo, the MVPs, everything, the hype. I saw the ESPN predictor, right? The analytics say 50-50 split. Like they just can't pick a winner in this. It's that tight. I just think it's the Bills' year, and this could be me as a homer. This could be me just, it's every year thinking that, but I just feel like they have something about them and their identity and their offense and the stuff that they have going on in the room. I mean, the way that the offensive line played against the Broncos, I mean, if they can do that again, I mean, Josh is going to score, 35, 40 points again. And I'm expecting them to handle business better than they did in the first matchup. It was not a fair test back then. So give me the Bills in this game. I really do think they're going to do it as much as I am a Bills fan. So
Well said.
I think it's going to be a one-score game, and I hate to simplify things, but it's going to be the team that makes the least the mistakes, and maybe the quarterback that has the ball last. Like it's a very simple game, especially when two teams come out like this that are this evenly matched. It's don't turn the ball over. Excuse me. Don't mess up on special teams, and don't turn the ball and go for it when you need to go for it. And both these teams know how to do that. Like McDermott and Harbaugh both are going to be aggressive on fourth down, 2-point conversions. Like they are both very smart in that sense. I don't know if you saw this. I love this. Terrell Bernard, Von Miller was saying when Terrell Bernard gave a speech in the locker room today around Man in the River. The quote goes, the man gets in the river once, and the next time he gets in the river, it's not the same man, and it's not the same river. The past is the past. And I'm like, let's fucking go. Like I flipped over my table. I'm like, let's go out right now to the stadium. I'm ready. It's going to be a great game. This is where I'm at today, and I've changed my prediction every single day. I swear to you, today, this is my newest fear, is that the hype of the MVP thing and the big game thing and the 50-50 and all the eyes on us, that old Josh comes back just enough that this constraint that he's shown this year and been really learning how to protect the ball, I think it comes back just enough, the nervousness this week, and he messes up and he makes one more mistake than Lamar, and we lose a close game. But I'm hoping I'm wrong for sure.
Here's why I don't think that's going to happen. I think with the fact, like the way that he and Joe Brady are just kind of like on the same page with this offense and what they're trying to do, it feels like he has a better understanding of like what the game plan truly is. So I don't know, maybe again, this is Homer Ryan coming out, but I feel like he hasn't really shown that this year at all. And I just don't know why we would see it now in week, 19 of the NFL season. So.
All right. I'm now even more nervous for Sunday. So thanks, guys. But all great points. Very, very good points. So we are doing our dream concert lineup, and this is going to be for any artist who is alive. And why are we doing this, Louis?
No reason. I thought it was interesting. No, I honestly, a lot of these off-season ones, I'm going to try to present who we are as people a little bit, and I think this one will present our music taste. And maybe I love things when you're talking about music or any kind of art, because it's so subjective that there will be at least two people that you guys say that I've never heard of, I bet you today, maybe, and I bet you there are some that maybe our listeners don't, or a song that I haven't heard. So yeah, let's learn a little bit about each other and do this. I got the draft order here. Number 1 is Allie, number 2 is me, and number 3 is Ryan. So with that, Allie,
All
who's
right,
like your
my
number 1 dream?
this makes me very excited because I have seen this person live, and I would. This is an artist I would spend as much money as I could on it, and it is Sir Paul McCartney.
Okay. Was it
Don't
that
act
amazing? No, I
a Beatle. Have you ever seen Paul McCartney live?
Yes, yeah,
It's
it
great,
was awesome. It was really cool.
right?
When he came to Buffalo, is that when you saw him or
Yes.
elsewhere? Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah,
I
just
will say this as I was preparing for this one. I told you guys that maybe we'll do a dead one, and I will say Beatles are very high up on my list for that. So I get it. I just have never. I guess I haven't appreciated him as a solo artist enough. Maybe because it's just not what It's like I'm like, no, it's all of them or nothing.
all
That's
right.
just me.
Can't wait. Again, Ryan and I are very excited to hear your
Yeah. I'm
team.
gonna have to go. Well, I'm gonna go right here, right now, and do it. I'm scared. I was going to present it in a way, this thing that doing it like where we did the rounds. It would be like as the first round would be our opener, second round would be
Oh,
our like do it like how you would book a comedy show almost. But I won't say this because this person would 100% have to be the closer because they're the biggest star in the world right now, and I haven't been lucky enough to see her, but
wow.
T Swift, dog, like get me at one of them shows. That's like my like good music that you could dance to, beautiful girls all over the place. Like let's I will go tomorrow. Get me tickets, please, for my birthday.
Yeah, no, that's totally totally cool that you just
And I
on the
might
phone.
not be for long after I shared my T Swift love.
Ryan,
Yeah.
what's your pick 1 and 2?
Oh man. All right. So I full disclosure, I am not going to win this draft at all. Okay. I am just I'm not really like a music like buff by any means. So like I'm like out of my element here. So with that said, I'm gonna pick for my first pick Miley Cyrus. I just think Miley Cyrus.
Like the second time you've picked Miley Cyrus in like a music type draft. I think you
Listen,
picked Party in the USA
I
for like a
did.
pump up song or
Yeah.
something.
She's quickly becoming the new Kevin James, Puka Nakua. In that same vein. I no real reason other than think she's got a good voice. Listen, I don't know what's wrong with I don't know whatever. Who cares?
I find with I think I don't know if she's a first round concert,
Listen,
but I
listen,
like that you like
Who's
her.
got a great
I'm
voice,
sure
man.
she'd appreciate it. Don't
yes.
worry, I will. I'll clip that and tag her in it. Don't worry. Like,
I love Miley. She has a voice. Her singing, yes, it's yeah.
All right,
What's your number 2 pick, Ryan?
well, it's funny. I'll give you my number two. I only have four names on this list, so the first four bands or artists that came to mind is who I wrote. And so this one was spawned from a recent bit. I would consider it a bit now. I have a bit. So I go out to a bar or whatever, and like the question of anyone that's sitting around you is you ask them whether you think that Kelly Clarkson or Celine Dion has a better voice. And what would you say about that, first of all? Who's a better vocalist?
Celine Dion.
Oh, I'm a Kelly girl, but I love Celine. I mean, Celine has more control. It's apples and oranges, two different.
Dude, is
You
this
know,
dude about to pick Kelly Clarkson because I'm
mhm,
about to leave the
yeah,
podcast?
Kelly Clarkson. Number
What
two,
is happening?
Kelly
I mean,
Clarkson.
Hold on.
we
Can we
Kelly
get
Clarkson.
all those underdog guys that were trying to make fun of you earlier on the
will
podcast?
do that.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with that.
um,
There's nothing.
I Kelly Clarkson. I think that's a great pick.
Are you making it official? That's your second pick? Wow, that's all right. Man, well, I don't
Yeah,
feel
I
as
can't,
bad about my list anymore.
I can't
My
wait till
list
you
is
don't know any of when I give you names, you're gonna be like, I don't know who that is. I can't wait. Okay.
I saw this artist once in like one of those concerts where there was like 20 artists and it was only like halfway through his career So it would be so great to see him now with his whole, repertoire. Jay-Z is like, to me, the best hip hop, commercialized hip hop artist, where he's played stuff that will make you dance, and good chance that we might see I'm just saying that, I'm not saying that she's part of my list. I'm just saying there's a good opportunity that we might get a little Beyonce cameo,
Yeah.
if it's a big enough one. So yeah, I'm in for Jay-Z.
All right. A great pick. My number 2 pick is someone that I bet you won't know off the top of your head, but it's David Byrne from Talking Heads. I'm just a massive, massive, massive fan of that band. He's brilliant. He's recreated himself. He's worked with like everyone now. He recreates himself, works with like St. Vincent. David Byrne is just the best. So, all right, that's my number 2 pick. Number 3, I'm gonna go. I want to make this a little funky and weird, but another classic legend, and I'm gonna go with the great Dolly Parton. Cheesy. Okay, I was like, do I have to explain it to me? Because
No, I'm trying to kind of comprehend that. Like, you're talking about, I mean, one, she's still kicking? Is she still singing anywhere? Is she
yeah,
still
bro.
singing? Yeah? Like, she's still out there touring?
Yeah, she's even so good. She's like saved America like 6 times, and she has her own line of cake by Duncan Hines. And long live Dolly Parton.
Hold on, I gotta look up how
Is
she
not
is.
you're looking? Wait, do you not know who Dolly Parton is?
No, I know who she is. I'm just trying to see what she
You're
looks
trying to
like
see if
now.
she's still with us?
No, I
You're
want to see what she looks like now, because like 10 years ago, I would have. Oh, I still would. 100% still would. Absolutely. How old is she? She's got to be like 80, right? Are you judging me? I can't see you because I'm looking
do
on
we have
Google.
that ticker? Let me see.
Oh, you're judging me? Okay.
Yeah, no, I
Uh,
was going to be is Louis sexist?
oh,
That he's
no. How am I sexist? I just gave her the best compliment ever. I said I would. She's like
would what?
70.
You would go to a concert with her?
Yes, I would go to a concert. All right. My next uh, I posted so many clues that I wanted somebody to take me to this specific concert. I would love to see him anywhere, but he does like a Mexico concert every February or every January, and it was right on my birthday. It would have been a great gift that you guys could have got me. But Noah Kahan is like my new jam. Like, I love everything he does, and he's my happy place lately.
He's
I will
great.
be the first one to admit.
Yeah.
You're judging me a little bit. I see it in your eyes.
No, you thought Miley Cyrus and Dolly Parton were bad.
Oh,
Both
dude.
great
Well,
versions
I
of Dolly.
didn't say Dolly Parton was bad. I was just trying to figure out what that would look like today. I think Dolly Parton's not a bad pick at all. I did not. I think not Miley Cyrus wasn't even horrible. I think Kelly Clarkson was weird. It was the only one that was really wrong with. And also, Noah Kahan is fucking got a voice of an
Great voice.
angel.
Yes, no, beautiful voice, beautiful voice. Ryan, who do you got? Who are your closers?
All right, my closer, my closers. Next one is a nod to my daughter Valentina, because she, every time this one artist comes on, she really likes it. And I also do think country concerts are fun, so I want to have a country concert. So I'm gonna pick Zach Brown Band. She likes a lot of his songs, so maybe because they all kind of sound the same. But yeah, I think that would be a good one to go to. And then my last one is Lil Wayne, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Got to get back on the normal pick here, and so Lil Wayne to close it out. What a room!
I'm fine. Yeah, the room is great, and I have the same issue. Like, my room is like one chill, one mainstream and Taylor Swift, and then one rapper, and then I kind of have one of each of those categories on my bench right now. I've never seen Eminem live. I think I got to put him here because he's one of my all-time favorite. I don't listen to him as much as an adult, and he's older and it's different. But like, I don't think I loved an artist more than I did love him from 14 to 24, and so to see him live, I think would be pretty cool. Even though I don't even know if he's actively done a show in years, but I'll put Eminem there.
All right. And my concert is for the boomers. I'm closing out with Chris Martin from Coldplay. Great concert. If you've ever seen Coldplay live, they're so great live.
But is there not a thing anymore? They're not a full
Well, they
band
still
anymore?
tour. I mean, I thought we are just doing people.
Oh, no.
Oh.
No, you could have done bands.
So I would have done Talking Heads, and I would have also done.
Yeah, I figured that. When the way you were explaining those, I thought you were like talking about like
I thought we were just
they'd
thinking.
separated. No.
Okay,
Like,
so then I would do
Talking Heads.
Coldplay. I love Coldplay.
Okay.
They're great live.
Coldplay would be a jam, I think.
Yeah.
I think that would be a lot of fun. That's a good one.
Coldplay, Talking Heads, Paul McCartney.
Have you seen them? I'm sorry, did you say you've seen them? Yeah.
Great. I've seen them a couple times.
What venue? What's the best venue you've seen them in?
I did. Key Bank, I think, was the biggest one, but I mean, I did Darien Lake for the X and Y tour. That was a great tour.
Really, I thought that they would be doing bigger venues. To be honest,
well, they've done like O2 and stuff. I just haven't traveled.
Okay.
Did you see them at the Sphere or something? Or what?
No, I've never seen them. I've never seen them. I want to see them so bad.
They're really
cool. No,
really
I like that. I like that one.
Right. I feel like now we don't know each other anymore because Louis just made this super weird.
Why did I make it weird?
You did not make it weird. He made it totally weird. All right, everyone. And now automatically Ryan will be not the idiot next week because you've earned that, Ryan. You've earned that. So thank you, everyone, for listening to Analytics Are For the Nerds. Please like and subscribe. We are on YouTube. We're on X. We are on all your podcast places. But we appreciate you. Happy 25 days until the big day. We'll see you soon.